cut you out of the video.
Everything. Well, okay. Well, you might want to cut your whole face out because you have basil in your teeth. It's what she deserves after that banter. The way she tried to come for me.
Who you trying to come for me?
And
Get the basil out.
I hate it here. Okay, we got it.
I really...
No, we're good. See, it pays to be a gap-toothed bitch. I don't have shit stuck in my teeth ever, bitch. Not once. Mm-mm. Oh my god, what is that?
It's hot in
She
here.
has to go to the mirror, girl.
I
don't eat that kind of food.
You've never had a sub?
No.
Wait, see, this is what we you need to start relating to the public.
Okay, why would I relate to the public that eats subs?
Because that's everybody. You're actually one of the only people that doesn't eat it. You've never had an Italian sub. You're a freak of nature.
Can't think of a time that I had.
Well, we're going to make one on the channel, and I can't wait to watch his eyes light up with surprise when he's surprised by the taste.
No, I don't eat subs. No, ma'am. I'll eat a panini.
Okay, well, I mean, you've just not... Daniela, have you been to Jersey Mike's?
Yeah, I love Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, it's amazing. And this elitist 1%, it insists that subs are for poor people.
I don't eat... No.
Yeah, he
No,
lives in
ma'am.
a fantasy world, so...
Jersey Mike's, Jimmy John's,
Oh,
Subway.
Oh
Call
my
the
god! No,
You are so annoying.
Oh my god.
Lord in heaven, have mercy.
You just put it over there for a sec while the butter melts.
I love it here.
Well, welcome back to Hot Girl Kitchen after our hour of banter.
Hours of bloopers.
We are back and we are going to make you an elitist meal that you'll love, you'll impress all the fans.
Yeah, and the point of our 90-minute long blooper was that you can always count on me for an elitist meal. As an elitist myself, everything I eat is quite elite. I mean, can you disagree? Name one dish that I eat that you wouldn't see at, like, 5-star restaurant.
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, well, that doesn't count. that's a unique experience. Yeah, that's
very
like
one close to home.
And, you know, it's the customer service for me. It's like, even though it's an
My
$8 meal, the my pleasure really drives home the elitist. It really is the elite of the fast food
chains. It really is.
So, really, she just
Brought back to the point. We're in this elitist going on.
Yes.
Right. Matthew, what are we making? What's this elitist meal that we're making today?
Well, if you don't know by now, our filet mignon is something that people really like
clamor for,
they aspire to taste. So you see our delicious filet mignon and you're probably like, what else is going on here? This is no ordinary filet mignon, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It sure isn't. It is bacon wrapped filet mignon with what?
A truffle butter.
Oh my god, truffle butter. Now that really kicks it up a notch. As if filet mignon, which
truffles truly are
for the 1%.
It is for the 1%.
And we are bringing
now it's for everyone.
Yeah, we are bringing it home for the rest of the 99% of you at home. Because I'm going to shout out Steel City Salt Company for a reasonable, I don't remember how much this was, but it was like less than $10. I purchased black truffle sea salt, which I don't know if the girls at home can see,
there are
but it's sea salt with black truffles already in it. And
it is just, the smell-o-vision isn't here. The technology's not here for you to experience this with
I fell down because it was so luxurious. Help me up. Oh my god. So, you'll see throughout this tutorial exactly what we do to infuse our filet mignon with truffle butter. But if you are for some reason deranged and need to seek help and you don't like truffle butter, you can just omit that and just use regular butter. But I mean, I can't imagine. I'm praying for you at home if that's the case. It's like very upsetting for me and my homegirl. Shall we dive in?
Let's go.
Okay, the ingredients we need are delicious USDA prime filet mignon. You want to make sure you get some nice thick cuts with little fat. You need some bacon. You're going to need toothpicks to stick the bacon into the filet.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need olive oil. And then our tried and true Trinidad lemon garlic, Northwoods seasoning, Mitchell Street. Oh yes, it does say Mitchell Street. I just wanted to make sure because I thought it did, but I wasn't 100% sure. Mitchell Street steak seasoning, which this is, salt, Telecherry black pepper. Pansies loves Telecherry black pepper. How many things have we read today that had that in it? Telecherry black pepper, paprika, sugar, garlic, onion, dill weed, the only kind of weed I am into, lemon peel, cardamom. Oh wow, that's very luxurious. Citric acid, natural smoke flavor. Not really sure how that
Now
is
the
an
spices are
ingredient.
really getting crazy.
And allspice. I'm not sure how an ingredient is smoke flavor. But you can take a gander at that.
It does
This
smell smoky.
smells smoky. Smells like a good steak. And then sandwich sprinkle, which goes beyond sandwiches. I mean, are you deranged? If you want to just use this on sandwiches, you are indeed are. This is salt, garlic. Guess what? Telecherry black pepper, basil, oregano, rosemary, thyme, and marjoram. So if you take a little whiff. So let's get started with some of our preparation. Could you uncap our...
I'll do anything you need me
Thank
to
you. And can you keep the caps? Like, make sure we know what cap goes where.
do. Okay, go ahead, Kate, go.
So we're gonna... well, thank you, Mom. We're gonna start out with dousing our fillets in olive oil because even though we're going to be using butter in the cast iron skillet, we still just want some extra protection to make sure it doesn't stick, and we also want to make sure that they get a nice char, and we also
We want our seasoning.
want to make sure that our seasoning sticks. Yep. So there's a lot of reasons why we need to use a decent amount of olive oil. So let's use some of the steak seasoning. I just go light because, especially with the truffle butter, even without the truffle butter, you never want to use a ton of seasoning on filet because you really want the seasoning of the filet to shine through. Now, like super purists, like filet snobs, will be mortified that I'm even using this much spice. They'll be like, oh my god, electric chair. But I promise this is what you need to do because my filet is always the best that's ever existed. So, I mean, who are you going to trust? Joe Schmo or Hot Girl Kitchen? I would think Hot Girl Kitchen. I mean, at least I would hope so. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So now we're going to wrap the edges of our filet with our bacon. And look at that nice little packaging. And all you're going to do is take your skewer or toothpick and poke it in there to make sure that the bacon is going to stay. It looks like I might have a little extra bacon out here. But sometimes, depending on how thick the steak is and how
Might need to.
and how the bacon, yeah, sometimes you need to. But it's looking like that might not be the case tonight. That one looks delicious, ready to go. So, we're going to divvy this butter into about half a tablespoon And we want to, well, actually, I'm lying. We want 3 portions for each cut of steak because you'll see why. I'll explain in a moment. So we're going to make, how many did I say? 12 pieces of butter. And this is where we start the experience of our truffle butter, which is really the most exciting part of this dish. I mean, you can ask anyone how to make filet mignon, and they might be misguided, but they can probably tell you something, you know. Not a lot of people are sitting at home making truffle butter. So, I mean, who are you going to listen to? Like I said, Joe Schmo or Hot Girl Kitchen?
And the
I
answer
think it's Hot
will
Girl
always
Kitchen.
be Hot Girl Kitchen.
Period. So, we have our 12 portions of butter. And now we're going to unlock the vault of our black truffle sea salt. And just go ahead and add that on top of generously. So this is unsalted butter. It's super important that you use unsalted butter. And if it's not, I hope Melissa just pretends and lets me live. Because this is Melissa's butter. I didn't buy it myself. And this is going to be the basis of the truffle butter. The basis, this is the truffle butter. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is the truffle butter here. And you'll see we're about to transfer over our cast iron skillet with some regular butter, heating the bottom. I mean, that's all you need to know for now. Stay tuned. 10 seconds in, you'll have more info.
Bye.
So now we're going to add a generous helping of butter to our cast iron skillet.
Alright.
Okay, so as you can see, the fire alarm's going off. But really, something that's so iconic about Hot Girl Kitchen is our strength and our perseverance. We can cook through anything. So now that we have our butter melted in the pan, we're going to add our fillets and so, as you can see, we have quite the fabulous bacon wrapped filet mignon with truffle butter. And honestly, if the fire alarm goes off, it's kind of like a badge of honor. That's how you know that your cast iron skillet was nice and hot, and you're getting a good sear. Are we nice and rare?
Nice and pink in the middle.
Not as pink as I'd like, but we had some issues with the fire alarm.
It is still
Mine looks pinker because mine was thicker. Mine's actually quite perfect.
Yeah, that looks good.
If I do say so myself. This is just divinity. I mean, let me get a bite of steak. And you have to get some, oh, you got some bacon on there. I was going to say you have to make sure you get your bacon. I'm quite excited for this. This is what I deserve after a long week of work, aka 70 hours. Cheers. Like,
Your fave could never do this.
ever. I'm
The
speechless
truffle,
for
the
the first
truffle
time
butter
ever.
is really, it's something.
Really fabulous.
Mhm.
Is it not? Like, literally, filet is one of those things I will not order at a restaurant because I can make it at home, like, just as good, if not better,
Mhm.
because of the truffle butter. That's my little secret. So between you and me, aka us and all of our billions of fans,
Mhm.
this is the secret to the best filet of your life. Is just a little bit of truffle butter.
Truffle butter.
And
the bacon really does.
the bacon adds the bacon with the truffle like combined. It's really fabulous because the bacon's like a little bit salty and like a little bit of a smoked flavor. And the truffle's like a salty, like luxurious flavor, if that makes sense.
The truffle butter really is.
It's hard to describe it to the fans at home. They're just gonna have to make it for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Which hit up Steel City Salt Company for your black truffle sea salt. Tell them we sent you. Maybe they'll give you a discount code.
I doubt it. One can hope.
Maybe they'll give us some appreciation. But, I mean...
Maybe they'll give us a subscription.
Yeah. Maybe they'll subscribe to us or sponsor us. But I have to say, I've done it again.
Real hot girl shit.